I have woken up in such a funk this morning, you would not want to see my ChatGPT search history right now. I can tell you that much. Well, today is Saturday, and I think to no one's surprise, oh look, my toenail clippers are here. I think to no one's surprise, we're going to take things easy today. I thought maybe you might want to come along or something. I've been up since 5:30 because I've decided that I'm going to become a 5 a.m. girly, but I got to inch my way towards it. I keep ambitiously setting it for 5:20 and then snoozing. In fact, snoozing multiple times, so 5:30 is even a lie. It's more like 5:38. 5:38 and 28 seconds or whatever it is, I've got my irregular snooze alarm on. So I have got my little coffee, of course. And this morning I'm treating myself to a little yoga sesh with the kookiest, but the best yoga instructor. She is simultaneously completely mad and also just so grounded and has such reasonable advice and commentary throughout the class. And I'm frankly obsessed with her. So I'm excited for that. That'll be nice. And then the sun is meant to be shining very soon. The sun's actually currently rising as we speak. The days are getting shorter because the sun was well and truly up not that long ago at this time. But alas, winter is slowly but surely approaching as it does every year. After that, I thought I might go for a swim because our shower's out of action. So I'm going to need to rinse myself. A little salty rinse and then a little freshwater shower will do the trick. What is the plan after that? Ah, of course. Then we are going to the opera. I'm taking my boyfriend to the opera for the first time. We're going to go see Turandot, which is weirdly an opera I've seen many times. And in fact, as a kid, I was in the children's chorus for a production of it. Asked me the plot, couldn't tell you. No idea. Maybe I tell you after what it's about. That is the full plan currently. And then, well, actually, yoga isn't for another 2 hours or so. So I am going to study for a little bit because I must. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. We know this about me. I am packing my beach bag, which never ever gets unpacked. So should I do what's in my bag? Firstly, we have a damp serviette from when I got gelatissimo ice cream. Actually, we got it for free that time that we went. That was pretty cool. This guy was just like standing in line paying for everyone's ice cream. Then I have a small hand towel. Then I have some sunblock, more sunblock, some more sunblock. Then I have my water bottle, an ink cartridge, and the ink packet. I have some lip balm, 3 very sandy tampons, so that would be pleasant, I think. And then they're obviously still wrapped, obviously. And then I have some Ceratide because I'm an asthma girly. The box is absolutely falling apart from, I guess, just moisture and probably how old it is. When did it expire? Oh, October 26th, 2026. We're fine. In New Zealand, this is like pretty much entirely subsidized. I think it cost me like $5 for one of these. It's just like a preventer. In Australia, it's like $36. I've legitimately stopped taking it and nothing bad has happened really, except for the other day I had like a bit of a flare up. But I am wondering how asthmatic I really am at this point. And then the rest of it is sort of just like a beach's worth of sand. We're gonna put that all back in, maybe minus the serviette and maybe minus the ink cartridge that feels like an unnecessary addition to the bag. And my swimmers, and do you recognize this? If you've watched any of my videos, you definitely do. I'm like weirdly, it's so funny. I do that with clothes where like I just fully obsessed with something like that's objectively not even that good, but it feels right. And it's annoying because like I don't want this to be me. Like in a fashion way, I don't want this to be me, but I gravitate towards it. So obviously it is. I just had a thought that while I'm at the beach, maybe I should do some journaling if I feel inspired, which is not a guarantee, but you know, if I'm going to become a 5 a.m. girly, then it stands to reason that I should also become a journaling girly. I actually do journal pretty consistent. Well, that's not true. I journal, well, I would say it's consistent. It's just very sparse. What I do is when I go traveling, I always have a travel journal. So that I am good about. So yes, anyway, I've taken my journaling supplies. Oh, do you know what? Maybe I do need that cartridge. This is looking very empty. I believe that's all I need. It's still not really time to go. So I am now going to do some uni reading. And then I'll go. And then I don't know how much time I'll have to actually film between yoga and opera because it's a matinee because I'm an old lady. I like to be in bed by 9:30, so I couldn't be starting a 3-hour opera at 8 p.m. So I might actually not have that much time to film in between. And then I'll see you later on today. was very nice. It wasn't the instructor I was expecting, but that is fine. She was lovely nonetheless. And we did lots of back spine stuff, which I never really think about. I always think about my hips because they're so endlessly tight. And I was thinking, you know how people cry when they do yoga sometimes when they're like doing their hips, and I think it's because it's just such an uncomfortable position that it like bubbles up all the things that want to bubble up first. Like maybe I'm going to get some pushback on this, but I don't think you're necessarily storing your emotion in your hips. It's just triggering you to feel those emotions, because when you're uncomfortable, I think your brain just jumps to thinking about the things that are wrong in your life. Anyway, that's based on zero science, just personal opinion and my experience of this morning. And then I went for a swim and then I showered, but I don't think I can consider myself legitimately showered because, to be honest, I got so sweaty on the way back. It's so hot already. Yeah, it's 28 degrees. Pretty sweaty. Can't shower, so that's just going to be the way it is, methinks. I got myself some croissant on the way back, which I'm very excited about. I got two, one for me, one for my boyfriend, who's gone for a long run this morning, so he deserves it. I saw a girl on the way back who was wearing like a towel skirt, and I simply must have one. It looked so cool, and I feel like it would be practical. $275. What the heck? This is gonna be here. Anyway, I will investigate, because actually at a glance it looks like Etsy has a couple of options as well. Anywho, so yes, I decided that I have to have one of those in my life. Whether that'll ever come to fruition, I think I already know it won't. But anyway, it's good to have big dreams like this. I'm going to get ready to the best of my ability, and then we will go to the theater, to the opera. Okay, hair is up to look the least amount greasy. I legitimately don't know what this does. It doesn't even say what it does on the jar, but I don't know, I got it the other day. Feels like a nice thing to do. I feel like I should put on some makeup because I do kind of look like I've just risen from the dead. But I think that's because I'm dehydrated. I'm gonna have a big glass of water and we're gonna take it from there. Okay, we are outside. I have my little coffee. And I have my little croissant. And I'm now going to just enjoy both. Very much. Well, many hours later, I am back. I am so sweaty. It's so humid. I don't know where the atmosphere begins and where I end. Churundot was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The plot, for anybody playing at home, spoilers ahead. For anybody who plans to see Churundot, spoilers. Churundot is a princess who does not want to get married, and so she makes it a law that any suitor who is interested must answer 3 riddles, and if he doesn't answer the 3 riddles correctly, he will be beheaded. So he's basically putting his life on the line if he even suggests that he wants to be with Churundot. But Churundot is like kind of hot stuff. So she has lots of men coming through. They've all been beheaded to date. One day, this prince comes along called Calaf. He sees Churundot in the moonlight and he says, well, I should know it was in the moonlight, and he's like, holy moly, she's smoking hot. So he decides to vie for her hand in marriage by answering the 3 riddles. And lo and behold, he's successful. And Churundot is absolutely outraged by the whole thing. And she's like, no, I don't want this. I really don't want this. And so Calaf is like, well, I kind of wanted to come willingly, you know, like I don't want to force her to marry me. So he's like, if you can guess my name overnight, because she doesn't know his name, if you can guess my name overnight, I will relinquish my victory and I will also happily die. Anyway, he sings Pavarotti. Pavarotti sings him whatever. Anyway, Pavarotti was not there. Is like, I'm gonna win. And overnight, the princess orders throughout the whole village, land, dynasty, I don't know, that if anybody knows his name, they should disclose it. And Calaf's dad, who is an old exiled king, and his servant Liu, who's in love with Calaf, happened to just be in town, and Calaf and him have recently been reunited. Anyway, I skipped a couple of plot points there. But anyway, they know his name. The princess figures out that they know his name. Liu's like, I will not disclose his name. And she basically says to Churundot, like, I think you can love him, girlfriend, and I am giving up this so that he can be happy. I think that's what she says. Anyway, in the end, to keep the name secret, Liu kills herself kind of forget at what point Turandot and Caliph kiss, but at some point they kiss and dawn is rising. I think this has to be after. And she's like, oh shit, I said only your name, but like maybe I love you. And he's like, okay, my name is Caliph. Like he comes willingly with his name. And she's like, I know your name. And then he's like a bit worried there for a second, and she comes into the town square, I think, and she's like, I know his name. His name is Love. Saw Turandot really good. Then we went to the pub for a little bite to eat because we were both famished. And now I'm here and I would really love a shower. I'm going to do a little spruce of the house, I think. And then I'm going to ponder whether I need to like take a shower or some version of a shower. And then I was thinking maybe if time permits, I will paint the first layer of glaze on my salt pig. Okay, so I'm going to glaze my little salt cellar. I don't know how to do this, so we'll accept all and any tips, and like I guess also any judgment, but mostly I will accept tips. I don't know how close to the edge here I'm allowed to go, because presumably that's the bit that's touching the kiln. So like, can I go all the way here? I'm thinking the answer's yes. I'm gonna do it. Okay, well, I have done one layer of glaze. The glaze is called Pearl. I have genuinely no idea what it's going to look like. So that is my glazed done. Okay, I got my little cup of tea and I am going to read my book and then I'm going to go to bed, and that's going to be it for the rest of the evening. So I'm going to say good night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good Sunday. I hope Saturday was good, but I hope you have a good Sunday and Saturday, but also Sunday. So anyway, I don't know why I'm being so awkward. Good night. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one.